Hey guys, Cyber Dragon here, bringing you guys part 3 of What If Deku was Taskmaster. So I'm a little upset that I had to stop recording because I realized I do not remember if I expelled anyone. And remember what exactly I did. So yeah. But yeah, let's get on to it. So, it is the next day at UA. So, it's been like a couple days, because I don't think they would do the hero versus villain training so early like that, so yeah. Mineta has been getting extra teachings from Aizawa. Not a whole lot, like small things like making him do more physical exercises to just punish him in general. Like whenever he's doing PE. God, I do think they would do PE, and I do not know who would teach PE, but I'm just gonna say Aizawa does, because, you know, homeroom teacher has some leverage and pull. While the others are playing games, Mineta has to exercise and stuff. That's his punishment. And such is now All Might is coming through the door, like, I'm coming through the door like a hero. Everyone gets excited. Deku's just like, oh, hey, All Might. Just being all chill and whatnot. Jiro's like, come on, Midoriya, it's All Might. So I thought you'd be a little excited to see him. Deku said, yeah, I'm happy to see him, but I'm not gonna piss my pants. Like, oh my god. Jiro's like, yeah. So, always trying to act so cool. Deku simply replied like, I am cool. Jiro just laughs a little, like a cute giggle. And Deku blushes a little, like, damn it, that's too cute. Because, you know, they both have crushes on each other. Deku is not willing to admit that yet. Jiro somewhat still embarrassed by that. Deku isn't blunt in this, like in my Sub-Zero play, because I realized I made Deku really blunt in that one. Just get straight to the point. But in this one, I'm just going to take it a bit slower. Because, yeah, why not? So, it is now going to be hero versus villains. They got their outfits, their costumes. And, yeah, what you see right now is what Deku is wearing. Plus a bit of this. Like, the bottom half will be armored up too. But this is what the top half will look like. So, just add some of that to that. And, yeah, the orange parts are green. Because most people do that anyway, so I figured, why not? And yeah, his equipment he has a belt with some basic medical supplies like bandages, aspirin, and a little sewing kit. Like, yeah. Not only that, but he has some capture tape. He has 2 holsters for the guns. But UA doesn't want him to have guns yet. Like, they want to see what he can do without them. And if he's shown, like, he's proficient with them, even though Snipe vouched for him, they still don't want to, you know, do that quite yet. And even then, they won't give him bullets. They want to see what, like, he can do with just his bow and arrow. Because his other equipment is his bows and arrows. Different arrows, like, for different things, like an arrow that has foam in it to capture villains, a tiny explosive arrow, and a zipline arrow. As such, he also has this energy sword with him too. He has 2 different settings for it. For like a stun base, like more times he hit you with it, the more it will start to affect you, to like stun you. It won't cut you deeply either, it will just do a light cut. And for more of a kill setting too, but that's for more like projectiles aiming towards you. And he has his shield, obviously, too. But not only that, he has a, like, the Black Panther claws from the movies on his hands. Like, so he can scale buildings more better and to scratch opponents. What else did I give him, actually? Oh, and a Zara scarf around his neck, too. And his mask is a filtrated mask. Like, gases can't really go through it. You can filtrate it pretty easily. And, they do help with underwater breathing, but not for, like, ever. Like, an hour max. Like, he can go stay underwater with it. But I don't think that will be a problem. So that's his... He can set his, mask for nighttime vision or infrared. So he's basically a weapon, like a strong as mercenary, but he's wanting to be a hero. So as everyone goes outside, they see Deku's outfit, exactly how I explained it. Kirishima runs up and like, "Whoa, man, you look so manly in that." So he said, "Thanks." So I try to be as proficient as possible with my gear. And I told him what I needed and what I didn't. So, I see you don't really have much for defense yourself, though. Kirishima said, "Yeah, my quirk is basically my own defense and a attack strategy, so I just went for more, like, flashiness." Deku said, "Understood." Like, getting what he's talking about, and Tokuyami's kind of been eyeing him lately. Like, he doesn't really talk much. I kind of like him already. Trying to build up some friendship with them, and Kirishima and Deku is actually pretty good friends too already, too. Like, because, you know, Deku exercises like crazy. He's really manly in this, and Kirishima respects that too. Yeah, he's already forming his little own friend group with Jiro, Kirishima, not yet Tokuyami. Most likely after this fight. But yeah, so as now, All Might tells him to pull out letters, to pull out the balls to see who your teammates are. And it goes the same as canon, except for Deku is teamed up with Jiro. Because it's the ship. I have to. But yeah, so... Anyway, and they still go up against Bakugo and Ida. Bakugo and Ida does the same thing as canon, like Ida trying to formulate a plan, while Bakugo's just gonna run off and do his own thing, try to get Deku. While Jiro and Deku is like, "So, what's the plan?" "Well, I see Bakugo going after me the most, so... and I can pretty much hide my presence, as you can remember." Jiro's just remembering all the times he's spooked her a bit. From the, all the other times. Like, for Halloween, just for shits and giggles. And, yeah, you don't have to remind me. And he kind of chuckled, like, "Yeah, sorry." But, anyways, yeah, so I think it'd be safer for you to stay downstairs and relay information to me, telling me where they are at, where the bomb's at. Jiro agrees, and asks, "Why do you not want me to be with you, though?" And Deku said, "To keep you safe, mostly. I know you can fight on your own, but still... Bakugo with his explosions and Ida with, well, his speed, it'd be pretty hard for you, considering you're still learning some hand-to-hand combat against me." Jiro agrees to that too. And yeah. And yeah, then the test begins. Jiro stays downstairs, plugging in her earphone jack, telling Deku where they are at, what's the bomb's location and whatnot, and to make sure that to keep him up to date wherever he will be at. Deku has the earpiece too, listening in with them, and as he is walking, his almost erase his entire presence. The camera still can see him, but he is basically invisible, like hiding in the shadows, wherever there is shadows at. Because I'm gonna say it's not like very well lit up, but it's still lit up enough you can kind of see. Toku, everyone's trying to find Deku because he's almost erasing his presence on the monitors too. Bakugo exploding his way through the hallways, and Ida's just there. Jiro is communicating to Deku, telling him where everyone is. And I'm going to say the bomb is on the 4th level. I think it was at the 4th level anyway, so. Deku nods, and he simply asks, where is Bakugo at right now? Jiro simply says, 3rd level it looks like. And Deku got an idea. He said, alright, keep me up to date and see if he moves any other location. I'm heading up there to set up a trap. Jiro nods, like Roger, and yeah, he dismantled his zipline arrow, making a bit of a wire trap. Or not a wire trap, but like a... Yeah, it's just a wire trap. Not like... whatever. Such, he sets the trap, fires an arrow to the direction Bakugo... Well, not where Bakugo's at, but to make lure Bakugo over there. To capture Bakugo. And Bakugo heard that, ran to it, jumped in to see if he can get Deku off guard, but he doesn't see him. He's like, what the... He steps in the little circle where the zip line's at. Deku pulls it, bringing him upside down to his, feet. Bakugo's like, what the hell? What is this? What's going on? Deku grabs the earpiece out of Bakugo's ear. Bakugo tried to blast him, but he simply just kicked him in the face, knocking him out for about... I'm gonna say... Not knocking him out, but just shutting him up for a moment. He's like, you damn extra, let me out of this and fight me. Deku's like, in a moment. He puts the earpiece in his ear, and I looked up Taskmaster's other abilities, and apparently he had something called voice mimicry. He starts sounding like Bakugo immediately. He said, yo, you damn extra. Oh, you 4 eyes, I mean. So, I've cornered both Jiro and, earphone jack and the damn nerd down at the 2nd level. Get here quick. We can finish this now. Everyone's surprised, he sounded exactly like Bakugo. Bakugo's like, what the hell? Ida simply replied, okay, I'll meet you down there. Keep them occupied. Shit like that. Deku simply said, I have voice mimicry. I learned that a while back. I never show all my cards at once, you know. He simply now kicks Bakugo in the face, knocking him out. He doesn't have to capture tape because he thinks that All Might will give away his location, give away his plans after that. He waits until Ida gets downstairs to the 2nd level, heads upstairs to the bomb room, and touches the bombs. The hero team wins. Ida is shocked, what? But Bakugo said... And such. Chiyo's I'm guessing he lured Ida away with his voice mimicry. Smart, but I wish he would have told me. Everyone is astounded by the amount of skill Deku has. So, after they get to the monitor room, he was named MVP. Momo explains why he is MVP and why he's so skilled. And Deku simply corrects her in one aspect, because Momo said he clearly also has years of training, too. Momo said, not Momo, but Deku said, well, I got training. Momo was like, what? But all those skills you presented. He said, yeah, I train what takes years for most people to train under. I can learn in a day. Anything you show me once, I can perfectly master it. Everyone's even more shocked than... Because I looked in the past video, I don't think I actually said what his full-on quirk does. Like, because I said I gave him that boost quirk, but I don't think I mentioned his perfect mind. If I did, I'm sorry, so just ignore that. He just explained what his perfect mind is. Then, just in case, if I already did. So, yeah. Everyone is wondering, like wanting to see if it's true, because all of that. So they just showed him some videos to copy, like some... I'm gonna say, like, Deku had told him, like, what he hasn't tried to learn yet. And, yeah, they should look up whatever video he hasn't learned yet. Because I'm going to say he hasn't learned... Like, they just show him those videos, like, of the people firing arrows with his feet. He said, really? You want me to learn that? I don't really want to, but okay. So, he does it perfectly. 10 out of 10. He said, well, that's stuck in my head now. Thanks for that. Everyone kind of chuckles, except for Bakugo and Ida. Ida, out of, like, not out of anger, but just out of, like, I don't know, like, he's thinking, like, no wonder he's, like, he's more superior than me. Ida doesn't want to admit it, but he will eventually. Bakugo, out of sheer anger, because he lost, obviously. Why? He didn't know about his voice mimicry and stuff either. This isn't a quirk, but he did learn it. And so the other test goes on. Tokoyami goes up to Deku and says, I'm impressed how you can hide in the shadows perfectly. And such, like, and saying, do you want to be friends or whatever? Deku said, sure, I don't see why not. You seem pretty cool. Chill to hang out with too. Tokoyami please smile a little. Like, he does his little smile he usually does anyway, so. And yeah. That's kind of how the day goes. With Tokoyami, Jiro, Deku, and Kirishima even, because, you know, he thinks like he can learn a thing or two from Deku. Like how to fight more properly, because Deku said, I know your quirk is good and all, but you still probably should learn some techniques behind it. Kirishima agrees, and yeah. So, they all just hang out now, form their little friend group. It is the next day. Aizawa comes in and like I reviewed the footage of yesterday, and honestly, I'm not surprised by one person in this class. Points to Deku, like, I suspected him to win from the beginning of that, and most of the other tests he will most likely win from. Everyone is shocked, like, how much Aizawa was already praising this boy, even though it's only been, like, a week or two since they started school. They're like, well, why are you already showing favoritism to him? Whatnot, like, that's what Ida and Bakugo said, or one of the two. I'm gonna say, like, Bakugo says that. Yeah, why are you showing favoritism to him? I'm the best student here. Aizawa said, because I know him the longest. So he learned under many different pro heroes before all of you have ever. Not only that, but with his actual skill and his perfect mind, I'm pretty sure he will do perfect in academic-wise, and not only that, but in battle-wise too. A lot of people agree with that answer, and also surprised, like, how he is, like, over to learn from so many different pro heroes and whatnot. Except for Jiro. She kind of already knew that he learned from different pro heroes. and such. That, as I was said, now you also need a class president. That's not. And Ida's just a voting thing again. And this time, Deku actually gets more votes than in canon. Because Momo voted for him. Todoroki doesn't want to vote for him out of spite, so he voted for Momo. Ida did not want to vote for himself because he thinks, oh, I don't want to. Says, I think I will get the win, but I don't want it if I voted for myself. So I will vote for Momo Yajirozu. I know Deku, like, he thinks, like, he knows Deku is superior, but he doesn't want to admit it either. So he's a little mad. But yeah, so Deku gets, like, I'm going to say, like, majority of the votes in his class, and Momo got 2. A lot of the people are not surprised by this. Bakugo is infuriated because, you know, so, like, he didn't. Deku kind of already knew he was going to win, so he didn't want to waste a vote, so he just voted for Momo as well. So Momo got 3, and Deku got, I'm going to say, like, 9. Like, Umuraka voted for him, Momo voted for him. No, I'm going to say Todoroki actually did vote for Deku because he knows, like, Deku would be a perfect leader for this, and even though he knows Momo is capable too, he thinks, like, Deku would be also capable. So yeah, Momo only got 2 votes. Never mind. Umuraka voted for him, Jiro voted for him, Tokoyami, Kirishima voted for him. I'm going to say, and Denki and Mina voted for him, too. Because they all realize, like, he's skilled, he's smart, and he is, and for Kirishima's sake, incredibly manly. As such, it's lunchtime. Deku's eating with his little friend group. And Umuraka is part of it, too. Probably should have mentioned that. Because, you know, he saved Umuraka. And, yeah. Ida finally, like, you know what? I might as well try to make amends with him. Because he realized, like, if he's going to be a classmate, but Ida actually realized, like, he got off the wrong foot with him at first. But he didn't want to, like, he's trying to now understand him. He still doesn't like him much, but he will try to understand him more. Because they did have bad beef, a bad start from the test, so, yeah. Ida sits down. Deku's surprised, like, oh, I thought you hated me. Ida, like, I still do, but I am willing to overlook that for now until I understand you better, see your personality and why you're like this. Deku, like, alright, suit yourself. So, yeah. And they're just talking. Just doing the usual stick. Until the alarm rings. As everyone is panicking except for Class 1A. Well, maybe Mineta. Deku's like, yeah, this is already weird. So I'm gonna try to stop this. He grabs a tray, throws it like his shield. His shield. It bounces off corners, getting everyone's attention. He catches it in one hand, impressing a lot of people. They're like, whoa, did he just throw that tray, like, to, like, ricocheting office stuff? Deku said, what are you all doing? So, everyone's like, just inquire, like, well, it's an alarm, and so it's like meant for a villain attack. And Deku said, yeah, so why are you acting like this? We're in a school full of heroes. We are protected. We have the symbol of peace here himself. Everyone is realizing it. Oh yeah, that's true. Monoma being Monoma, like, oh yeah, that's totally, like, you want to damn it, like I'm trying to think, like you want a class members all acting all superior and whatnot, so trying to not act scared and whatnot. They said, well, none of us were scared. We weren't freaking out. Looks at Mineta, he's freaking out. Okay, well, maybe not him, but the rest of us were good. We were calm, collective. And I noticed it was just the media out front, too. Everyone looks at front and realizes, oh yeah, it is just the media, and the police is already handling this, too. They said, so, calm your shit, and just remember that we are in a school full of heroes. We all want to be a heroes, so we have to toughen up and that shit, yeah. So yeah, after that, the teachers have their meeting. It is somewhat of a free period now. Ida goes up to Deku and says, I apologize for how I was acting. After just seeing how you handled the situation, I realize you are a superior student. I hope we can make amends. Reaching his hand out, trying to shake his. Deku shakes his hand like, yeah, but you realize you were on your own, like, you were fighting this battle on your own. I didn't really have a problem with you. It was just you trying to fight against me. Ida then defeated, like, I wasn't even considered a threat to him. And yeah, so Ida and Deku's now not buddies, but not like in canon buddies, but like on good terms. They will become friends eventually. So yeah, it is now the USJ. So it's the next day, the USJ. As I was saying, alright, it's USJ, but Deku, Izuku, like. I don't think he would have his last name, but I'm just gonna give him his last name for simplicity's sake. Whatever Mandalay's real last name is, just pretend it's that. Midoriya, you got permissions to use your 2 guns, like you have. Everyone's surprised, like, why is he getting guns? As I was simply said, he has trained with, as I said, he has trained with plenty of heroes, including Snipe. And he doesn't have actual bullets, he has rubber bullets to keep safety and whatnot. So yeah, he just puts them in the holsters. Having some magazines on him too on his belt. And yeah, they start head to the USJ. They talk about quirks and whatnot until they got to Deku, like, your quirk is so simple, yet how you use it is also very effective. Like I said, yeah, it mostly does have to do with the fact with my perfect mind and whatnot. Learning so many different things can improve anyone's quirk and capability skills. Just because you have a quirk doesn't mean you shouldn't train your other aspects too, like fighting styles and whatnot. A lot of people take that too hard. Todoroki doesn't, Bakugo doesn't. Like, Todoroki, like, no. I have a powerful quirk. I'm just gonna use that to become number 1. Bakugo, like, I don't need, like, to learn more better techniques. I'm perfect as I am. That type of shit. And they even asked him, like, what heroes did you learn under? He started listing off some, like, he said, well, let's see. I learned from comedy words, Gunhead, so, like, some other stealth heroes, like Aizawa here, so, and Snipe, he then finally said, oh, and I also learned my kicks from Ingenium. Ida, like, what, you learned from my brother? Deku said, yeah, I didn't feel like mentioning it before, but, I met him one time, and he started teaching me about his kicks, and I kind of implement some of them to my technique. He just like, well, no wonder I noticed some of your techniques looking like my brother and mine. So, I'm surprised, like, he didn't mention this. Deku said, yeah, this was a couple years ago, before I got into UA. It's like when I was 10. So, I started learning from here since I was 5, actually, so... After I realized what my quirk was, and what my IQ was. Everyone is, like, surprised he has learned from heroes for most of his... majority of its life. And... So... Kirishima simply is like, that is so manly. Deku chuckles a little. Yeah, I guess so. Now, they arrive at the USJ. Deku having a bad feeling. I don't really like the sight of this already. Aizawa's like, what's up? He said, I don't know, I'm just having a kind of feeling. Like, it could be a perfect ambush right now. Since ever yesterday, I kind of felt like the reporters got in. Nah, that can't be possible on their own. As I was like, yeah, true, but we'll see what happens once we get in, okay? Deku nods, and they go in. 13 explains the usual, and the portal opens up. Everything starts to go in same as canon. 13 using the portal, except, like, hold on. Yeah. Those are real villains and whatnot, and signaling to Deku, like, Deku, I want you to come help me. I know you, like, he's the most capable fighter there. Deku, like, nods, like, alrighty then, Aizawa. He pulls out his 2 guns, full of rubber bullets, as I mentioned. And he told the rest of you to head out and get heroes here. Me, 13, and Deku here will cover until then. Bakugo is like, why is he getting to stay and whatnot, and not me to fight? I should be the more superior fighter. Todoroki is thinking somewhat the same thing. Not like... So Todoroki is thinking like, I have a more powerful quirk, so why shouldn't I be here to help? But he will respect Aizawa's wishes, of course. Deku and Aizawa goes down there. Aizawa leads the attack, and Deku is just firing his guns and bows at his arrows at the villains. Doing hand-to-hand combat too, and pulling out his Genizi sword. So it's cutting, not like killing them, but I said like cutting them slightly to start paralyzing them and whatnot. Because I'm going to say, it does have a frequency of how, like, it can start slowly electrocuting them and putting something in their bloodstream. Like a neurotoxin, yeah, to slow their movements. That's why it's like glowing orange. That's neurotoxin around the energy blade. So yeah, that's the reason why the movement starts to be sluggish. And the rest of the students just get teleported. Deku's like, shit, whatnot. And like, if he was up there, he could have helped defend them, but no, he's down here helping. Aizawa said, we can't do much for them right now. They have to defend themselves. Till then, you should probably say focus. Deku nods. And they take down more villains. Shikaraki's getting annoyed, like, Nomu, deal with that hero. I'm going to deal with the brat here. And yeah. So, as they are fighting, Shigaraki charges at Deku. Deku expertly dodges and pins down Shigaraki down to the ground. Having one hand, like his hand behind his back, like pulling it, in a position he will break it. Like, if you move, your arm is broken. And if I move, your arm is broken. So don't move, or else you want your arm broken. Shikaraki's more pissed, like, cheetah, cheetah. Because Deku has both arms pinned. One arm he's holding, like, behind his back completely, and the other is holding in position that if he moves, he will break it. So Aizawa doesn't get hurt at all, or really hurt. He does get hit by the Nomu, but his arm isn't being decayed. But yeah, he does get hit once or twice. Some broken ribs right now and a broken arm. Then Shigaraki said, "Nomu, help your master and get me out of here." Nomu charges at Deku, but Deku dodges very easily. But not before he broke Shigaraki's right arm. Shigaraki like, you little shit. Deku's now defending against the Nomu, shooting his rubber bullets at it. They're just bouncing off of him like they were nothing. Shigaraki says, "Those won't do anything to Nomu here. He has shock absorption and healing and whatnot." Deku said, okay. So, and Shigaraki did mention, like, it was made to kill All Might and whatnot. Deku's like, this thing could possibly kill him, especially with that injury. He's just thinking this to himself, of course. And I don't really have the means to take him down on my own like this. I'm just gonna have to defend until their heroes come. Because Deku did notice, like, Ida did get out. He's glad that he did. Yeah, so he's just defending off Nomu and some other villains. Kurogiri teleports down saying, like, telling Shigaraki what basically happened. I'm gonna say Froppy and Mineta did somehow get out of that water area. I don't know how. I'm just gonna say they did, though. Shigaraki said, well, this is a lost cause if there's so many heroes coming. But we might as well do some collateral damage to make UA get a blow out for this. He looks at Froppy and Mineta. He runs towards them with his left hand. Deku's like, oh no. He briefly got away from Nomu, throwing his shield at Shigaraki's head. Hit, and it bounced off and landed back in around Deku's area. He kicks it up to him, grabbing it, turning around and blocking the Nomu's punch. I would say the shield is just adamantium in general, so it can take a punch from All Might himself. But yeah, it will still push him back, so it's very durable. He's like, and Deku hits the wall, making an indent in it. Like, crap. Well, this is gonna be fun. He's actually smiling somewhat, like how exciting this is. He does love to fight too, so yeah. So he's starting to fight off some of the others again, starting to fight the Nomu even further. He's also realizing, like, he doesn't have the strength needed for this, but he's still gonna defend all the kids all the other students as possible. Secondly, even for Mineta and Froppy to get out of here with Aizawa, he'll handle this from here for now. Even now, using the scarf around his neck, using the shield too, as this is like a kunai chain, or like a rope dart, basically. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do look up the video again. Like, I mentioned that in part 2, but it is cool as hell to see someone actually operating a rope dart. So yeah, he does that to the Nomu. He even set his energy sword for kill, like a kill feature. So he's slicing it, trying to slice it up. The Nomu is regenerating. He's getting more punches. And yeah, All Might comes in. So, have no fear, I am here. And doing the same as Canon, defeating Nomu. Shigaraki escapes. Deku's like, thanks, All Might. I don't know how much longer I could hold off. He's smiling a bit, but realizing, like, he didn't have the strength for this. If he had one fall, he might have had it. So, after all this, he told All Might, like, can I talk to you? And All Might said, sure. And he simply said, I will accept your quirk now. All Might, like, are you sure, kid? I thought you wanted to wait until all that. Like, he said, yeah, but after realizing today, I do think I need your quirk to help defend everyone I can. All Might is happy. He didn't really want to see any other user. He wanted him to be it. Such, Deku gets the quirk. And that's where I'm going to cut it off. Yeah, so, hope you guys enjoy this. And please leave a like and subscribe. Tell me some ideas, and yeah, I'm going to plan on trying to do that other video today too. So, bye.